Hi there, my name is George and I help independent creators launch their products and games. On this podcast, those creators share their journey from an idea to an actual product and everything in between. Today's guest is Jack Neville. He's the founder of Splitstone Games, and Jack raised over $550,000 with his breakout hit Mycelia. Welcome, Jack. Cheers.
Hello, cheers.
So Jack is drinking a beer. He is from the UK.
Cheers. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm from the UK. Sunny England.
Where in sunny England are you based?
On the south coast, in a town directly below London. It's called Worthing.
Oh, Worthing. Okay.
I was born in Brighton and grew up there, but I moved to Worthing. How come you like Brighton then?
So I used to live in London for a while, and then obviously Brighton is just, I love it. Blackpool, Brighton, I love all those beach towns in the UK. They're just
Nice.
It's something else. I like it. But you closed your campaign about 3 months ago, as we're recording this today. Massive hit. What are you doing now? You're like three months after your campaign closed. You had 10,000 backers. What does your life look like today?
It's been most recently just sorting out, getting prototypes from my manufacturer, ironing out all the little detail, little colours wrong in, things slightly iffy. Generally, it's going really well. I got the almost final prototype through the door the other day, and it looks really nice. It feels like I've made a real board game. When it came and everything was there, and it's had the shrink wrap on. It's good. It's exciting.
Good. You're not stressed. You feel like everything's
no, I'm not stressed. The only kind of stressful bit was the few days before the Kickstarter launch, because you're just nervous. I wouldn't say stress, more nerves, because you put so much into this project, and you're like, I don't know if it's going to do well or not. But luckily it did. So yeah, it was all good.
We're going to get to that because it did really well, and I want to know how you did do so well. But let's go back to the start. What was or is your day job before you became a revered game publisher?
I was, I should say, graphic designer and / illustrator, and I've been working for myself, had my own little design company for about 7-8 years, and before that working in different studios around the Brighton area and a few in London. So yeah, that's my background, graphic design, which is useful when making a board game, that's for sure.
Yeah, totally. It really shows as well, because I think one of the big draws of this game is just how beautifully designed it is.
Thank you.
So then, what is that moment in your life where you're a graphic designer, you're a freelancer, you have your clients, and then you think, I am going to make my own game and I'm going to launch it? Like, how did you get to that point?
The first idea I had for Mycelia was a long time ago, like 2019. And we played board games for a fair while, and there's a lot of great board games out there, but some of them look quite terrible. But they're really fun to play, but I like the aesthetics. And I always thought, I'd love to redesign a game. And then I just thought, well, maybe I'll just make my own games, rehashing the same thing. And I did do a few terrible ideas before Mycelia. But it was around 2019. It was taking a while to get there. But basically, I just thought it'd be fun to do. That's the short answer. I just thought it'd be fun. Let's just try it. And they always have ideas knocking around. And with Mycelia, I thought this one actually has legs, and it felt like mushrooms were popular or beginning to get popular. Yeah, I just thought, just do it.
I think this begs the question that probably a lot of you have answered you. Were there actual mushrooms involved in the development of this game?
What type of mushrooms?
You tell me.
Just mushrooms on toast? No, not the magic kind. Not in the development of the game, no.
Okay. I mean, I had to ask. It's the obvious.
Yeah.
You think this is a great idea? I'm just going to go for it. Where do you start? Do you start with a Google search? How to launch a game? What resources did you find? What was your starting point?
Honestly, it was more the science, really, that kind of fed the mechanics. And I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really do too much research into how to make a game. I just thought, I just want the game to be fun. That was my main aim, to be fun and beautiful. And as I was kind of progressing and making the game, you learn a lot doing early prototypes, like when someone goes, what's going on? And people get confused. You need to make things like simple and as fun as possible. So that was my aim.
But that's on the gaming side. But then obviously there's something missing here between that and raising over $500,000. Because that just doesn't happen overnight. So then what else did you do other than making a fun game that looks good to prepare for this Kickstarter launch?
To lead up to the Kickstarter?
Yeah.
I had this game and it's fun. And basically, I've been known to start things and never finish them. Many little projects, whether it's designing this or that. And I just thought, I'm just gonna do it. And so I gave myself a year. So it'd be September 2022. I was like, I'm gonna give myself a year and just really go all in on it. My plan, I spoke to a lot of people. I think that's one of the main things that helped me. And luckily in the board game industry, everyone's just so lovely. They're just like, yeah, I'll chat to you. So I spoke to a few different like indie publishers around the UK. I joined the Discord, like indie UK publishers, and that's always a nice little resource. Just ask a random question about whatever. But you just slowly learn to build a picture about what you need to do. What I learned is just mailing lists. Just get your mailing list as big as possible. Because that was my aim. I went to a couple of conventions that seemed quite useful just to build the confidence. And well, basically there was a convention in Word called Paradise, which is a nice small board game convention. And that it was a good practice almost for UKGE, where you to just spiel and how to grab people's attention and how to display the game. And so I think the convention really helped. I got hundreds and hundreds of people sign up for the mailing list there, which really helped. And it's a great place to a random bunch of board gamers, but outside your kind of circles, just to see your game. And I think I really try at UK Expo to make my stand as kind of striking and beautiful as possible. People ask me a lot of time, why has these been successful? And I think all it is very simple. This is the secret, guys. I think one is luck. Two, I think basically because I've spent so much time on the aesthetics and making it as like beautiful as possible, that kind of just get the foot in the door and people go, oh, what's that? And then they're interested, and then they start to look, and then they learn about the game and they go, oh, that has legs. So it's not just a pretty face sort of thing. I think that's the way how it worked at the convention. What else did I do to build up the mailing list? I did some advertising on Meta.
How did that go?
Luckily, good. Yeah. Luckily, one of my old school friends, she runs this marketing agency in London, Trapeze Media. Shout out to Kitty. And she helped me do the ads, basically. What I did, the visuals and the videos and whatnot, but she helped to run them. And that was really good because the back end of Meta is just...
It's a lot.
I feel like they've made it purposely complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they have. I'm convinced they have. It's what we do for a living. And basically, Meta's whole philosophy is that they'd rather have agencies run ads versus individual advertisers or small individual advertisers, just to follow best practices. And so I 100% agree. I think that back end is made for people who do have no other purpose in life other than Meta ads, and will just I'm not like a technophobe or anything like that. I'm good at computers and I've worked with a lot of build websites and stuff. But that I was just like, what is going on? It's just completely and I'd have to log in at different stages. It was blew my mind. I didn't have much of a budget at all. I basically just had the last bit of money I had, just a bit of savings. So I almost put everything into this. I was like, hopefully it works out. Otherwise I'll be completely broke. But I put some money into kind of getting emails, and that helped. And also Reddit has been very good. What was your Reddit strategy? How did you get that to work for you?
Basically, I do 4 designs and be like, which one do you reckon works? And in my head, I knew which one I thought would work the most. But saying that, a lot of the time they did that on one of the things, like I'm good shows on the back of the cards. Like on one of the designs, it was just a pattern, and I just thought, I'm Alex, cool, minimal, and then a lot of people just saying, put the name on the back, because when people are like playing at a board game cafe or something, it would be free advertising. And I was against it. And then the more I thought about it, the more feedback I was like, yeah, so it's great. It's great game feedback. And because I was going to post a different stage of the card design or one of the tile designs or the box design, I think people on Reddit like seeing the journey. And I didn't get a lot of people at conventions like Essen and UKG that were just like, oh, I'm on Reddit, I've been following you. I think just in asking for feedback, which I did find very useful, just trying to get honest feedback. And I guess again is this, people thought the designs were good, so it caught their eye. What else? I think one thing that actually did jump my Kickstarter, or like people taking notice, was the video that I got made. Luckily, my best friend, Chip, is an amazing videographer, which really helps in this situation. So he made, did you see the video on the Kickstarter?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When I'm walking around the woods, he helped me film that and edit it together. And I think that I posted that on some Reddit groups and board game stuff, and I think one of them really kicked off and I got like 2,000 views in one day, which is really good. So I think that helped too. You want something familiar, but slightly different. Because you don't want to scare people and be like, oh my God, what's this game? It's too complicated, it's too scary. But also, you want to be slightly different, so you're not just the same. There's hundreds of board games on there. And a lot of them have the generated CGI, board game pieces coming down, and voiceover. When I started, that's what I wanted. It was only circumstance and the fact I had no money was like I need to put in favors from friends. So, I had a prototype, I had a red suit, and I had the woods nearby and my friendship. So we just did it that way. But luckily, he's incredible and makes things look. He made me look so handsome on there. So he did all right.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that you did this without money, because everything you do looks very expensive. Like, I've seen your booth at Spiel, looks expensive. Your designs look expensive. Your video looks expensive. Then we have the great Kitty, who is a marketing expert who probably did a great job at ads. So it looks like you have a very professional team around you and a lot of resources to bring this campaign to life. That's what it appeared to me, at least, from the outside. But then you actually you kind of just brought that together with favors from friends and
I was doing it on an absolute shoestring. So I think I'm lucky to have Chip with the videos, and I'm lucky to have Kitty with the marketing, with that kind of the Facebook ads, which really helps. But honestly, I was so focused and driven because I just basically set myself this goal, and I was just like, I need to do it. So I just did everything. And some things I had to learn. Tabletop Simulator. I'm sure people pay people to make the ends, but I just learned how to do it. And all the graphic design, all the illustration I've done myself. The website I did myself. So luckily I had a lot of skills, what most board game publishers spend the money on, like illustrators and designers. Yeah, I didn't spend a huge amount on. I did put pretty much every last penny I had into it. So I'm glad it worked.
That's why you're so calm now. When I asked at the beginning of the interview, like, why are you so calm after having 10,000 orders to fulfill? But you're so calm because you didn't lose all your money.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Don't get me wrong, you call it a good time, but sometimes you do feel a bit anxious. Oh my God, there's 10,500 people relying on me and what I need to do. But the game's done. It's just about selling it to them. So yeah, can't be too hard. I'm working with a good companies for that. So
final question about your pre-launch phase. So you've got the band together. Chip, Kitty, and Jack are doing this, which it just sounds like a great band name. You raised about $100,000 in your first 48 hours, from what I could see online. Do you remember what the sort of the split was and where that funding came from in terms of, you gathered all these emails? Do you know if the majority of those emails came from the events? Did the majority come from the ads? Did the majority come from Reddit?
I would say, I can't remember all the numbers. I think a third of them maybe came from conventions and Reddit and Instagram, all the stuff that I just organic stuff that I worked at. And then the other 2/3, in fact, it's probably a quarter organic and then 3/4 paid for, I reckon, for that mailing list. And that was just the mailing list. And then there's also the pre-sign-ups on Kickstarter, which is hard to gauge because you're not sure if those people are already on your mailing list or they're different.
Yeah.
So, but that was getting a lot of, I think I was just under 2,000 before I went live. And I had some advice saying you need to wait for 4,000. I was like, nah, I'm just going to go for it. Because the reason why I wanted to go for it is because I knew that Elizabeth Hargraves was releasing Undergrove later. They just said autumn, but I knew it was on the horizon. So I just wanted to get in there before that because she's a bigger name. and it was also about mushrooms.
I think that is a very, very important sort of word of wisdom there, that you do want to make sure that the period you launch in, you don't have too much competition from people who also happen to do something with mushrooms or something similar in your niche, especially if you're the kind of the smaller person or team of the two. You definitely want to go first.
And it was the timing. I did think quite a lot about timing. I was thinking about you should launch on a Tuesday or a Monday, but I chose Thursday because I think Thursday the 7th. Because my thinking was, I'm not sure how. I think it's different in the US. You get paid every 2 weeks, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
In the UK, it's you get paid every month. So if I did it on the 7th, people are just being paid, and then if I was doing a month campaign, then they'd run over 2 paychecks almost. And also, I timed it so I'd be at Essen in the last couple of days. So it'd be like a little rush of extra people towards the end, or extra eyes on it. And plus, it's, well, almost peak mushroom season in the UK. So it's in people's minds. It's not like hot summer when there's not many mushrooms about. I wanted to be slightly autumnal, so it's like people's kind of cycling.
I was surprised to see you end your campaign at Spiel, because we had a booth there as well last year, and it is a lot of work to be there and have a booth and speak to people and whatnot. And what's also a lot of work is wrapping up a Kickstarter campaign in the last couple of days. So how did that turn out for you?
I mean, it was it was a bit mad, and also it was really stupid. I forgot my laptop. So in the evening, I was like, trying to do something on my mobile, and the Kickstarter mobile app is great for backing stuff, but if you're running a campaign, it is expletive.
Yeah.
And so that was a bit stressful. Luckily, my friend who was with me, he had a laptop which I could borrow every now and again. It was a bit silly, I think, but at the same time, this was my first campaign. I didn't really.
For sure.
My first Essen. I didn't know how mad I was going to be, whether I was going to have much interest. And basically, I just put like a message just saying, "I'm at Essen. I'm not going to be replying to stuff. Have fun."
Great. So that's a great communication plan. Just tell your backers in the last couple of days, well, I'm not here. You guys just...
Oh yeah, all the information's there today.
Yeah. And you know where to find me, Essen. If you have a question, you can just fly over to Germany and just ask me.
Exactly. Yeah. Probably not the best to leave on Asia.
But did you get people at the booth actually backing there and then? Because that's always what I wonder. Email signups, I get it, but backing, do people do that as well?
Yeah. So basically, what I thought, my kind of thinking is that when you're at conventions and stuff, everyone's selling their, look at my game, and they want to give something back if they're doing something to you. So at UKGE and this little Paradise and Worthing, or getting people's, we shouldn't tell everyone my secret now. I'll tell everyone my secrets. Basically, like sign up to the mailing list. But instead of doing that, it's like, if you sign up to the mailing list, you get to play this game, and the game will roll the dice. So depending on what numbers you got, you could win, I think, from a fist bump to a free art print. So people were like tempted. A lot of those people that signed up for that game had no interest. They just wanted the free art print, or they just loved gambling. But I just thought, what a board gamers love best is that's just rolling a dice and seeing if they win or not. So I did that, and that was a great way to give something, but also get something in return, kind of give and take. And then at Essen, just to kind of tempt people more to back there and then, because I know I've heard a lot of advice saying, don't do your Kickstarter at a convention because people want to buy stuff there and then, and they've got their budget of $100 or whatever. And they're not going to buy your game because they're not going to get it and take it home and play it straight away. But I made like this exclusive Essen print poster, so they'll get something there and then, again, just to tempt them.
That is smart.
So yeah, with everything, I was thinking, if someone's giving you something, you give them something for paying. I mean, you see somebody like sign up for the mailing, like, why? You're just going to barrage me with rubbish emails, probably.
Yeah, true. Well, and people are suckers for freebies. So it works. Like, people love a pin or stickers or anything, especially if they're beautifully designed. I think that's where your design skills are just such a superpower in this, because anything designed by you, like anything from that game, it's just something you want to have. So I think that makes a ton of sense. There was one other thing that I thought was super interesting about your campaign. You have one reward that is the opulent edition. It's over $750 and 46 people back. That's over $34,000 just from this one ridiculously opulent reward. Tell us like how that came to be.
Silly, isn't it? It's really silly.
It's great. It's brilliant. I love it.
Yes. Basically, I made this wooden version of Catan years ago. Again, remember what I was saying about the beginning of saying games that I just thought I could redesign this and make it look more beautiful. I did that with Catan and made this wooden version. And I slightly changed it, like I changed the pigs to sheep. No, the sheep to pig, just because I don't know why. Just pigs are more interesting. And so I made this whole game and wanted it to be a bit like the Jumanji board. Do you know Jumanji, the original film, the 90s one? It opens up. So it was all that kind of idea, like some wooden pieces. And I was like, so I'd done that and it worked really well. I just made one. And I just, well, maybe I should do a fancy one for Mycelia, expecting to maybe sell one, maybe two, maybe three at maximum. Because it's a lot of work because I'm making all those. That's what I need to do that this year, which is a bit mad. Yeah, a lot of cutting and sanding wood and staying wood. But
and you sold 46.
So, yeah, 46.
Who are those people?
Looking at the stats, they're mostly Americans, and also it's a flagship, a kind of a fancy version where people go, ooh, and then I can't afford that, so I'll go to the one next time.
That too. I love this strategy because I often advise creators to do this because there's this theory with fancy restaurants where they say they just put something ridiculously expensive on the menu, like a $300 steak, and you think that's something I can't afford. But then an $80 pasta bowl seems pretty reasonable compared to that. And that just works. So was that what you had in mind? Was it more for the price anchoring?
Yeah, it was sort of, but also, to be honest, I had a friend, an old school friend, who I haven't spoken to for years, but he had a really successful Kickstarter about 5 years ago. The Wilson Wolf Affair. I'm not sure if you remember or not. Crazy game, but he didn't really. And I just rang him up randomly and said my advice. And we were chatting about this wooden version, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, you just have to have just like a mad version and just do it at any price because there'll be one person that will just buy it because they'll just have their money just no objects in." And I was just going, that can't be real. I could not think about spending that much money on a board game, but yeah, apparently there's people out there, which is great for me, I guess, but also it's mad.
In hindsight, maybe you went too cheap.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I should have made it like $2,000, then sold two, made my life easier. Yeah, I mean, no, it'd be nice to get something a bit more tactile and get off the computer.
Yeah. Well, and also I think you should really take it as a compliment that people love what you do so much, and the quality of your work is so high that people have absolutely no issue spending that amount of money on something because they just love what you do so much. So when we're talking about this strategy and people out there listening, this will only work for you if you produce something really beautiful. This doesn't just work on any old thing.
Like, I'm all about making really, really nice quality. You can probably tell from the design, I spent a lot of time thinking about it and working on it. But I'm not with this wooden version. Maybe that's what people think. I'll spend that money because it's not going to take up like a shoebox. It's going to be
not like what all the other backers are going to get. Yeah.
Oh no, they're going to be. I'm going over every detail. It's not just the wooden version. I want to have a game where I'm like super proud of it. Like, just like you open up, you're like, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to accomplish that mission pretty easily. What's next for you? Are you gonna be a game publisher from now on? Is graphic design just for graphic design out the door? Is there going to be a new game coming up? What's the future?
So it's weird thing to do, but I've decided to pivot and become a board game publisher, which is weird because September, like 4 months ago, I was wondering whether I was going to raise 10 grand. But yes, no, I've decided to go full publisher because it's fun. It's so fun. I mean, it's hard work, but I love it. So, and the kind of next steps is on the horizon. I think a bit, well, priority one is getting the game to everyone on time and make sure the quality's good, and obviously do it with these wooden versions. and then I think I've started to work on some ideas for an expansion to Mycelia, because it's similar in the way that there's like thousands of mushrooms, and kind of similar in the way to Wingspan, where there's lots of opportunity for expansions. I'm quite decided what route I'm going to go down. So whether it's like, American mushrooms or South American, yeah. So go down that route, or different types of mushrooms, maybe bioluminescent ones. That'd be quite cool with fancy printing, whatever. So that's on the table. Started to formulate some ideas, and then I've also started my next game as well. I've started to mess around with ideas. So yeah, there's definitely going to be an expansion for Mycelia and another game on the horizon about something else.
Amazing.
It's going to be a nature thing. It's going to be a nature thing. So it's going to be similar scientific, kind of quite grown up. Yeah, the similar thing for Mycelia.
Rocks.
No rocks.
Because mushrooms are going to be rocks. So people, if you want to take a stab at this, just look around in nature. Anything that's not a rock or a mushroom.
So look around, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really want to say exactly what it is, because I may just end up, once I start playing the game and testing it, it may not be fun. It's a weird thing, because I came up with this idea, as I said, like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now. And it's been quite a long time since I've actually developed another game. It's because I spent so long doing all the design and artwork and like marketing, and I was like, oh, they make a game again. I'm going to do it.
Chip and Kitty are listening to this thinking, oh my gosh, what's there goes another year of my life.
Yeah.
Jack, thank you so much for this amazing chat. This was really wonderful. You have such an inspiring journey, because it is, again, I thought that I was going to be speaking to someone who had hundreds of thousands of dollars to put into this, because everything that you've put out looks so professional, and even your suit and your video looks very expensive. So to find out that you pulled everything together, your savings and your friends and your family, is just super, super inspiring. So thank you for sharing that. And
Pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited to see what is next for you, and it's not going to be rocks. So that's good.
It's not rocks. Be funny to see your side.
It's going to be rocks.
Plot twist.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it.